Alright, so in today's video, we're going to actually be doing a deep dive into spikes. In the last video, we did basic spikes, and for that, I was just teaching you guys how to actually hit the ball, but now we're going to go into how to be precise with exactly where you want to get the ball at, how you're going to hit it, and make sure that you never hit a low again. And we'll just make sure that you are ready to be hitting every shot that you can possibly be wanting to hit in this game. So let's get into it. But yeah. The first thing I want to talk about, really, is going to be like how to actually jump in this game and the direction that you want to go. Because realistically, I was teaching you guys about like if you turn your camera in a certain direction by rotating your character or go where your character is. Another thing to talk about is if you look at where your cursor is, that's pretty much exactly the direction of where the ball is going to go and the line that it's going to be flying in. And so you got to make sure you line your cursor with wherever you're trying to hit the ball when you're doing that, and that's going to give you the really accurate shots where you can make like the really sharp shots that you see people hitting on like the line across the net. You could be using your cursor to aim for that. And one of the big things that a lot of people I feel like don't understand is that you can jump. Of course, you can jump side to side and forward and backwards. But one thing that I rarely see people doing is being able to do diagonal jumps. And when I tell you I use a diagonal jump for pretty much every single spike I do, I genuinely make a diagonal shot in almost every spike I do. Because like you can do diagonals and like you could just jump, if you're looking forward, obviously it'll jump diagonal. But if you just turn and rotate your camera, say like there's like a shot coming in, I'll actually demonstrate it. But yeah, we'll do like a set like this, and say somebody was doing something like that, you would be able to aim to the right, and since you can do a diagonal jump, you can diagonal jump left and then spike it to the right because the way that it works is you just have to aim, and as long as you can aim and do a diagonal, you're going to be able to get to the ball and aim in positions that most people would never be able to hit. And another thing to talk about, and this is one of the biggest things, is the tilt. Because what the tilt's going to do is it's going to allow you to hit balls in areas that you typically wouldn't be able to hit. So say like the ball's a little bit to your right, you can tilt right for that. Whoops. But yeah, you can tilt right for that. If you got to hit the ball to the left, you tilt left. But the cool thing about the left tilt is it also just makes the arm go up a bit. So it's like it's really weird. It actually gives you more hitbox on the really high shots that are above your head. So if a ball looks like it's too high, you will be able to hit the ball if you just hold it to the left most of the time. And a lot of the times I'll just hold left regularly because it's just better than just regularly clicking. And forward, the forward one is one of the only ones that will actually change the way your spike is spiking. It'll make it go straight down, but the thing about it is if you do the forward spike, it is way, and I mean way easier to get it too low. But the way that you can make sure that you can never get it too low again is by making sure, for one, the ball has to be ahead of you. Two, the ball pretty much has to be like right on top of your head. It cannot be too far below you. It can be below you, but not super far below you. And it definitely, and I mean most definitely, the biggest thing is to make sure it's not too far above you. Because if it's above you, you're getting a too low, or you're completely whiffing that shot every single time. I kid you not. It is one of the harder ones to do. An S key, you never want to S key. I'm just gonna put it out there. S key is completely pointless. It's gonna hit the ball out of bounds every single time. The only way that you can really do an S key is if you have a spiker so terrible that it's not gonna like it'll still go into the thing because there's zero power. And that is really the only way you're going to be able to S key. And even then, I'd say it's a bad thing because your spikes are so slow that if you're S keying, they're going to be able to run to it because it's going to be like a bump to them. I want to be showing you guys how to specifically aim for the spots that you want to hit. So you're going to be able to hit diagonal shots from far. You can hit shots that are right on the line. And we're going to show you how to shoot shots that are like straight but on the line. So say you're like on the right side, you can still hit from the inner line. And it is a really powerful shot to learn. So the first step is going to be your diagonals. I'm going to teach you guys how to do a cut to the left. So what you're going to be aiming for is you're going to go up and you're going to look pretty much, you want your cursor to line up right at that line. So every time that you're going to be hitting a shot from either left or right, all you got to do is make sure you got a little bit of space. You can't be too close to that side. You say like you got to be on the right side if you want to go left. You look at the line, and as long as you're looking at the line, most of the time it'll go in. That one I messed up a little bit, but you can see it definitely went to that line. I was a little bit too far back on that. For the most part, if you're going for the inner line, you're going to be want to go like right up on the line, like right here. And you could look down, and as long as you're looking on that line, you want to look actually a little bit behind the line, and then you'll be able to hit those shots from the inside line shots. Now for the further back ones, you'll kind of be wanting to aim towards the middle a little bit. You'll be kind of aiming at the middle, but you want to make sure that you're looking at the corner. To get a far corner shot, to get the back line, you want to hold the left key down for it instead of just doing nothing at all, because the left key will hit it at a higher point. So as long as the ball is up a little bit higher and you hold the left key, it'll go more straight rather than down. And I'll show you what that looks like. Get hit up. I'm going to do a dive. And then just hold left key. And see how I hit further back that time than it did before? Before it was kind of like directly in the middle, now it's further back. And if I was closer to the line, it would hit it even further than that. You're gonna have to recover that, Dan. I forgot. I'm so like, it's muscle memory now, man. I can't lie.
That's understandable.
And one of the most important things to spiking is the mentality. You got to make sure when you're learning these, first of all, you're not going to get everything first try. These are all going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's a lot of testing. So what you're going to do is you're straight up. Every time that you see that there's a nice set for you and you have the line, just go for the spike. You just got to go for it. You got to have confidence. Any amount of stuttering in this game is going to cost you the game, because that's going to make the ball go a little bit too low, and that typically means you're just going to hit it too low. Or you're just going to miss it entirely because you missed your timing and opportunity. So you got to get to the mentality of, even though you're going to mess up probably, you got to just keep on going for it. As long as you keep on going for it, eventually you're going to be like, all right, yeah, I'm just going to do this every time. And if you keep on doing that, then you're going to be able to hit every shot as soon as you want it. Because if you get that mentality down, as soon as you see a set or like somebody messes up and they do a bump and it's a little bit too close to you, or like a little bit too close to the net, you're going to be able to punish them, because your mentality is, I just got to spike that ball. And every single time you're going to get it before they're ready, because your mentality is faster than the other person's on the other side of the court.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important things that you can have as a spiker. So I totally agree with Kanji on that. Just being able to be ready, especially once you start getting setters that know what they're doing, they're going to be hoping that you're looking for the spike because they're going to be trying to make plays ahead of time. So always just stay ready and just keep your line of sight on the ball.
Is incredibly important. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've failed in this game, but because of all the testing I've done and the fact that I went for every spike even though I knew that I shouldn't go for it, allowed me to see the things that aren't possible and the things that are possible. And now I will hit pretty much every single shot that is set to me without hitting it too low, and typically in the direction that I need it to be, unless the setter messed up themselves. You just got to keep going for it, and you'll get pretty perfect at it, to the point where it even turns into muscle memory if you do it enough.
All right, so like Kanji said, once you start doing these diagonal shots, a lot of the time blockers will start lining themselves up diagonally with you. And they're going to be expecting you to hit for the side. And the one way to really stop that is to start going for the straightforward shots. So let's say Kanji, right? Let's say Kanji's been going for a diagonal. He's standing here. I'm most likely going to stand somewhere like over here on the opposite side of the court to where he is. And I'm going to be trying to block here. This is opening up the straight lane right for him. So if you know how to also hit these straights here, it's going to save you a lot of time and effort when your team's just getting repeatedly blocked back to back to back to back.
Definitely. It definitely catches them off guard. And I'm going to show you how ridiculous these shots really are. If you hit one, it is crazy. It'll be like right on the line. It's just ridiculous. Like, how are they going to save that? They're not. They're going to think it's out, and then it's not. They're going to
Right.
stutter. It's just a ridiculous shot to hit. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. there's not much else that I can really teach you from here on out. It's just going to be you testing these things that I taught you, and the more you use it, the more comfortable you're going to get with the feeling of the game. To the point to where, like, right now, I've done it so much that the game feels like it's part of my body, and because of that, no matter where the set is, even though it might not be a shot I've ever hit before, because I know the way and the feel of the game for all the keys, the jumps, knowing what direction to hit it in, also knowing how to aim the ball properly, all of this stuff has gone into muscle memory to the point to where even if it's an awkward shot I've never done, I should be able to hit it. I would say 80% of the time. So as long as you're practicing all of these things in the game, making sure that even though you're missing it, you just keep on going at it like you hit it every single time, eventually you're going to get it down. And it's just going to feel like it's part of your body. So with that being said, you boys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.